Ramon Agnes transaction. Prepare journal entries for the above transaction of two-column journal. Post the entries from the journal to ledger or T-chart. Prepare a trial balance for the Ramon Agnes painting services.
My name is LOREJAS, and today I'll be discussing about the journal entry. So what is a journal entry? A journal entry is a written record used in accounting to document a business transaction. It includes the date, the accounts, the amounts to be debited and credited, and a short explanation of the transaction. It is recorded in the journal, which is also known as the book of original entry. So to give you example and to tackle more about this topic, Miss Labrador and Miss OBCIAL will discuss and analyze it more. Thank you.
Example problem. Ramon Agnes is a house painter. During the month of August 2012, he completed the following transaction. August 2, began his business with equipment valued at 40,000 pesos, and the place signed a note for the balance. The debit here is the equipment, cost 40,000 pesos, and the credit here is Ramon Agnes capital, 40,000 pesos. To record the investment in the equipment. August 3. Purchase a used truck costing 250,000 pesos. Paid 50,000 cash and assigned a note for the balance. The debit here is truck, cost 250,000 pesos. The credit is cash, 50,000 pesos, and notes payable, 200,000 pesos. To record the purchase and used truck costing. August 4. Purchase supplies on account 15,000 pesos. The debit here is painting supply, cost 15,000 pesos. The credit here is account payable, 15,000 pesos. To record supply purchase on account. August 5. Completed painting on the two-story house, billed customer 35,000 pesos. The debit here is account receivable, cost 35,000 pesos. And the credit here is painting fees, 35,000 pesos. To record billing for the painting job. August 6. Received cash for painting job completed 20,500. The debit here is cash, 20,500. And the credit here is painting fees earned, 20,500, to receive for painting jobs. August 8. Purchase supply for cash, 7,000 pesos. The debit here is painting supplies, cost 7,000 pesos. And the credit here is cash, 7,000 pesos. To record cash purchase supplies. August 11. Receive a check for 20,000 pesos from the customer previously billed. The debit here is cash, 20,000 pesos. And the credit here is account receivable, 20,000 pesos. To record the cash received customer previously billed.
So now I will continue the journalizing of Jamaica. So the next is August 12. August 12 paid 1-year insurance premium 8,000. So the debit is prepared insurance amount of 8,000 and the credit is cash amount of 8,000. So to record payment for insurance. Next is August 13. August 13 rendered painting jobs to customer account 25,000. So the debit is account receivable amount of 25,000 and credit is painting fees earned of 25,000. So to record painting service rendered on account. Next is August 14, paid assistant who helped in his painting jobs amount of 8,000. So the debit is wages expense 8,000 and the credit is cash 8,000. So to record payment to assistant. August 15, issued check payment for the supplies purchased on August 4. So, mag-base ani sa August 4. So, August 4. So, the debit is accounts payable, 15,000. And the credit is cash, 15,000. To record payment for supplies purchased on August 4. Next is August 20. Purchase ladder equipment for 5,600 and supplies of 4,170 on account. So, mao ni ang duha ka answer sa debit o isa ka credit. So, the debit is equipment 5,630 and painting supplies 4,170 and the credit is accounts payable 9,800. So, ang imong debit nga duha ka buok nga 5,630 ug ang 4,170 imo na siyang i-plus, mao na ang total sa credit nga 9,800. So, to record purchase of ladder and supplies on account. So, next is August 22. Receive telephone bill to be paid next month, amount of 9,000. So, the debit is utilities expense amount of 9,000 and the credit is accounts payable 9,000. To record receipt of telephone bill to be paid next month. Next is August 23. Receive payment from customer on account 5,000. So the debit is cash 5,000 and the credit is account receivable 5,000. To record cash received from customer on account. Next is August 24. August 24, Ramon Agnes withdrew 8,000 cash for personal use. So the debit is R. Agnes drawing amount of 8,000 and the credit is cash 8,000. To record cash withdrawal for personal use. Next is August 25. Receive cash for painting a new apartment. So the debit is cash 25,000 and the credit is painting fees earned 25,000. To record cash receive painting a new apartment. So the last is August 31. Paid assistance, salaries, 10,000. So the debit is wages expense, amount of 10,000, and the credit side is cash, 10,000. So to record payment of assistant salary. That's all. Thank you.
What is T-chart and ledger? They help a business to track where the money is coming from and where it's going, which are used to record debits and credits of a different accounts of a business during the month of August. Each account shows date-wise transaction and running totals. Cash, this shows all the money that business received or spent. On the left side, which is the debit, the money received, while on the right side, which is the credit, the money spent. In accounts receivable, this shows the money customers owe to the business. The debit sold something on credit. The customer will pay later. While on the credit, the customer paid what they owe. In painting supplies, this shows the materials that the business bought for a painting. All are debit. There's no credit, meaning none were returned or used yet. In prepaid insurance, the business paid 8,000 for insurance in advance on August 12. This is debit because something that business own for now.
So, I'll discussing about the equipment ledger for the month of August. So, on August 2, we can see a debit entry of 40,000 pesos. This means the business purchased equipment worth 40,000 pesos on that day. Since it's a debit entry under an asset account, it indicates an increase in the company's equipment assets. Then, on August 20, there's another debit entry amounting to 5,630 pesos. This shows a second acquisition or perhaps an additional piece of equipment both later in the month. If we total both entries, the company total equipment investment for August is 45,630 pesos. There are no credit entries, which means there were no disposals or deducting in the equipment account during the period. So next is the truck account. On August 3, we see a debit of 250,000 pesos.
This means the company purchased a truck worth 250,000 pesos. Since the truck account is an asset, the debit entry signifies an increase in the company assets, especially in transportation or delivery capacity. There are no credit entries in this account, so the truck hasn't been sold or disposed of yet. The total value remains at 250,000 pesos. And the next is the accounts payable. On August 4, 15,000 pesos was credited. This shows the company purchased something on account increasing its payable. On August 20, another 9,800 pesos was added to the credit side. And on August 22, 9,000 pesos more was credited. This credit interest shows a total obligation of 33,800 pesos. This is the amount the company owes. However, on August 15, there's a debit of 50,000 pesos. This means the business made a partial payment, reducing the amount owed. So when we subtract the 15,000 payment from the 33,800 total payables, we are left with an outstanding balance of 18,800 pesos. So last is notes payable account. On August 3, we see a credit entry of 200,000 pesos. This indicates that the business has borrowed money through a formal written agreement, what we call a promissory note. In accounting, when we credit the notes payable accounting, it means that our liability or debt has increased. So the total balance in this amount is 200,000 pesos, meaning that shows how much the business owes under notes payable as of the recorded date.
R. Agnes Capital with a credit of 40,000 and also have a total of 40,000. Next is R. Agnes Drawing debit with a 8,000 and also have a total of 8,000. Next is Wagas expense debit have an 8,000, 10,000 with a total of 18,000. Utilities expense debit 9,000 also have a total of 9,000. Next is painting fees earned credit 35,000, 20,500, 25,000 and 25,000 with a total of 105,500.
Trial balance. A trial balance includes all the accounts from the general ledger along with their debit and credit balances. These include accounts related to assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, expenses, gains, and losses. The primary purpose of a trial balance is to identify potential errors in the accounting records. If the debits and credits do not match, it indicates that there might be an error in the recording of transactions such as transposition error or swapping numbers, or an incorrect account being used. In Ramon Agnes trial balance, each account listed such as cash, accounts receivable, painting supplies, prepared insurance, equipment, truck, account payable, notes payable, R. Agnes Capital, R. Agnes Drawing, painting fees earned, wages expense, utilities expense. These accounts are categorized into assets, liabilities, owner's equity, revenues, and expenses. In cash, 35,500 in credit side, account receivable 35,000, painting supplies 26,170 in debit side, prepared insurance 8,000 in debit side, equipment 45,630 in debit side, truck 250,000 in debit side, accounts payable 18,800 in credit side, notes payable 200,000 in credit side, R. Agnes Capital 40,000 in credit side, R. Agnes Drawing 8,000 in debit side, painting fees earned 105,500 in credit side, wages expense 18,000 in debit side, utilities expense 9,000 by the total of 399,800 in debit side and 399,800 in credit side.
The trial balance total both the debit and credit columns. For Ramon Agnes business, the total debits amount to 399,800 and the total credits also amounts to 399,800. This equality indicates that the ledger or T chart is mathematically correct.